months into decades, you've been standing in the same place and nobody's even looked your way. The stress and distress of this test is a mess. Wishing it could all just be over, wishing the rest would be next. You feel a tense and immense pressure weighing on your neck, so intense you will quench the sweat dripping from your head until someone says, don't you see our condition and state? Why don't we look for someone to intercede with Allah for us on this day? So they will look through all the righteous, anyone who may be perceived to hold the key to ease and peace on this day. Let us find our father Adam, the one fashioned from clay. Allah created him with his hands, so surely he can persuade. So you will find your father Adam, but your father Adam will say, Allah forbade me to eat from the tree, and yet still I disobeyed. And today my Lord is angry in a way that I have never seen to date. So nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself is what he will say. How can this be that even the prophets of Allah will decline the request of the people while they are losing their minds, running in lines side to side, searching for any hope they can find, until they discover Nabi Nuh, to whom Allah sent his signs. O Noah, you were the first of the messengers sent down to this earth, and Allah called you a grateful slave. Why don't you pray for our worth? But Nuh will say, I had one dua left and I used it against my own people. So nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself, as the drama becomes more real and thus a sequel, as the people continue to hatch every scheme, until somebody suggests that they ask Ibrahim, Ya Khalil Allah, you are the close friend of our Lord. You are a nation by yourself, so please intercede on our accord. But Ibrahim will deny because he told 3 lies. So nafsi, 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 myself, 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 you are on your own, goodbye. Every time you try, you come to realize the reality of this day is me, myself, and I, until desperation claims the nation and people begin to lose it. So somebody suggests that they ask Nabi Musa, oh Prophet Moses, you were sent to Bani Israel. Allah spoke to you directly, so speak to him and make our appeal. But Musa will say, I killed a soul whom I was not permitted to slay. So nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself is my only concern today. What dismay, panic displays on everybody's face. People don't know what to say, the anxiety is far too great. What can they possibly do to make the judgment proceed? Until somebody suggests they ask Isa, the son of Mary, oh Jesus Christ, you were created from the ruh. Allah made you speak inside the cradle, so speak to him with only truth. Don't you see our situation? And indeed Isa can see, but he responds, nafsi, nafsi, such a tragedy indeed. And just when everything seems like it is going downstream and the torture is just too much and nobody can intervene and no one can intercede and no one can stand and plead, finally it will be Al-Mustafa, the final Nabi, the seal of all prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. May Allah send him blessings and peace, because when every other prophet is concerned with nafsi, he will stand up and say, this job is for me. So he will ask permission from Allah, and Allah will allow him to proceed, and he will be inspired with the praise of Allah that no one has ever seen. So Allah will say, oh Muhammad, raise your head, ask, intercede, and you shall receive. So our prophet will cry out to Allah, ummati, ummati.
وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول إلا نوحي إليه أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدون. وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا سبحانه بل عباد مكرمون لا يسبقونه بالقول وهم بأمره يعملون يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى وهم من خشيته مشفقون.
And we did not send any messenger before you, O Muhammad, but we inspired him, saying, none has the right to be worshipped but I, Allah, so worship me alone and no one else. And they say, the most gracious Allah has begotten a son or children. Glory be to him. Those whom they call children of Allah, such as the angels, Jesus, son of Mary, and Ezra, are but honored slaves. They do not speak until he has spoken, and they act on his command. He knows what is before them and what is behind them, and they cannot intercede except for him with whom he is pleased. And they stand in awe for fear of him.
Look at the scene from the future, when the people are gathered and the pain and agony from the years of waiting is just too much, and they are begging the prophets to intercede so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may begin the judgment. They run to this prophet and that prophet, but all the prophets decline until finally Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam will respond and say, I am fit for that. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam will then stand before Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inspire him with words of praise that will be so beautiful, so eloquent, that finally Allah Azza wa Jal will say, oh Muhammad, raise your head because your intercession has been accepted. As you are standing waiting, you will hear a powerful booming sound coming from the skies. All those in the heavens shall descend, and the earth will shine with their light. They will take their places in rows upon rows upon rows. Then Allah, the majestic, the magnificent, will descend in a manner befitting His majesty, and so the judgment will finally begin.